गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः सीताया पतये नमः. So a person who has become free from all obligations, all duties, meaning he has become nivrit from all obligations and all duties. Such a person alone is qualified for realization, enlightenment, knowing the truth. Yada janma jara dukkha vyadhinam ekabheshajam kevalam brahma vijnanam jayate sau tada shivaha. So now when such a person who is become nivrit, when he finds that supreme realization or enlightenment of Brahman as the only, here it says, the only remedy. I have been telling you, harping on you from the first day, the only remedy for all miseries of life, physical, mental, psychological, intellectual, divine remedies also, because going to Swarg is brings dukh eventually. Going to heaven also is not does not give you permanent happiness. So what is the remedy? The remedy is to come to know the truth. But how do you know the truth? How do you come to be the truth? By being nivrit from all obligations and duties, and as a result that non-attentiveness towards the duties and obligations in life. Then what about karma yoga? What did Swamiji say yesterday? What is sannyas? First level of sannyas was you give up the karma phala. What was the second? You give up karma and phala also. So karma means that there is a doer. That doer is also given up. I am explaining to you in a different way. That karma and kriya. That kriya is happening. Kriya is going on. Activity is going on. Unnecessarily you are identifying with the activity and saying I am the doer. Just one example and we move ahead. Hunger is coming by itself. And this idiot comes and says I am hungry. Action. It becomes action. Then you start doing actions to satisfy that hunger. So just like hunger came, then why don't you trust that the food will also come? देखो ये थोड़ा fine thinking है ये. You have to get out of that rut of thinking which establishes the individuality and the ego. For that, the rule of engagement with the world has to change. And when such a person starts finding the Atma Sakshatkar or the Brahma Sakshatkar as the only remedy, as the only solution for what? To eliminate all miseries. What was the verse saying? Yada janma jara dukkha vyadhi nam eka bheshajam. Only one solution for all this, for birth, for misery, for disease, etc. Kevalam Brahma Vijnanam Jayate Sau Tada Shivaha. And such a person, from the when he for all the miseries like the birth, old age, death, etc. It is only then that he is deemed to be like Shiva. Tada Shiva. When he has given up everything, completely nivrit. He is not thinking about the disease. He is not thinking about the dukkha. He is not thinking about the issues of life. He is not thinking about the duties, the obligations. There is no, because where there is duties and obligations, there will be regrets. And there will be anxiety that I did not do it completely. What will society say? What will parents say? What will children say? Say, very few people. When this couple you saw yesterday, Prabha and Kishan, they are saying what to do. So we send them here. But their children are very, very supportive. Mummy, go. You can come and live with us anytime you want. You follow what Swamiji is saying. So they came here. Every year, 1-2 months they spend here and then they go back. Now they are looking for another one. They go. But very few children are supportive. Very few parents are supportive of their children going on this path. They want other children to become sannyasi, not their own children. My mother is one. Why I should go anywhere outside the... But now she's okay. See? So take any saint's life. The parents were always an obstacle, more or less. And thus, Shiva here does not mean Lord Shiva. Here, Shiva means auspiciousness. He becomes an embodiment of auspiciousness. Who? The one who is continuously contemplating and being the Brahman. And how he has done it? First side is Dukkha Nivritti, second side is Nirankusha Trupti. Dukkha Nivritti is first he was putting efforts to remove the disease, like we take medicine, food, etc., etc. Now he is not going into any finite object to remove the disease. His solution for all the miseries, dukkha, is Brahman. And on the other hand, on the positive side, he is continuously putting efforts or doing contemplation to merge into Brahman, to be the Brahman. Such a person alone is auspicious, even if he is on the path. See? So when we use the word brahmachari, the one who is walking the path of Brahman, Brahman, the one who is studying and is working towards the sattvic mode and eventually merge into Brahman. He is not interested in the laziness, he is not interested in money, he is not interested in management and improving the world. Then what is he interested in? Only interested in the truth. And while doing that, if anyone benefits along the way, so be it. So yesterday I was talking to Swamiji. He says, Swamiji, I think he has also traveled everywhere. And now he says, from next year I think I'm not going to step out of the ashram. Step out of the ashram. Then do what? Eat everyone's head in the ashram. Like a retired person does of his wife. What do you do? No, then take anusthans. Do your japa, do your sadhana. Sit in regular contemplation. Abhi bhi बैठते हैं वो, सुबह बैठते हैं. But it will be a whole day affair then. No more distractions, no more obligations, no more duties. कि मेरे को lecture लेना है, नहीं आया, नहीं हुआ. Then where is the commitment? So to self, yes. That moment must come in our life. And these moments come many times. But societal pressures, obligation pressures, survival pressures distract us from taking that course of action or becoming available to that. यथा नदालोके सागरेण कथां ययुः तद्वदात्माक्षरेण अक्षरेणासौ निष्कलेनैकता व्रजेत्. Even as the rivers and their tributaries in the world go and fall into the ocean to become one with and become inseparable to that formless ocean, so also this Atma is always without any blemishes. So this blemishless Atma too merges with the imperishable one. It is only a language, okay, that it merges. Is there a merger possible between the space in this room and the total space? No, it is always one. But because our attention is on the walls, we say, oh, when I break the walls, this space will merge into the total space. It's a way of communication. And that's what they are saying. That's what we say. When someone dies, that person goes and merges into the Lord or has gone to Vaikuntha, isn't it? So, where was your attention with reference to death? It was on his body, that the body is not living anymore, therefore he is dead. But the soul continues to live. The consciousness continues. Consciousness cannot die. So, same way here, while living, when one has become free from all miseries and obligations, means that you will continue to perform them, but they do not become an imposition upon the person. They don't control the person. They don't control the consciousness that you are. They don't guide you what you have to do or what you don't have to do. You can change, break, make everything anytime. And in this way, the Atma too merges with the infinite Brahman and becomes inseparable. Once the river merges into the ocean, it is no longer called a river. Ganga Sagar, we have all gone. The huge base of Ganga, Hooghly, everything together, merging into the Bay of Bengal. After that, you go to Ganga Sagar. Are you touching Ganga Ji or are you touching the Ganga Sagar? She loses her identity. She cannot regain her own identity again once she has merged. Same way, a person who has merged into the infinite reality cannot regain the individuality. And many people, many seekers, somewhere are afraid of losing that identity. They want to remain a seeker. See, either be like Hanumanji, that because he has asked the boon from Ramchandra ji, that as long as your name is in this creation, I will give me the blessing that I will continue to listen to Ram Naam. Till then I will be there. और हम ये था तो फिर भी रामचंद्र ने पूछा कि what is your relationship with me? He says, whenever my attention goes on my body, I am your sevak. Whenever my attention goes on my soul, conditioned consciousness, then I am a part of you, O Lord. And when I am with myself, the Atma, there is no difference between you and me. See? And after that, he continues to do what is required to be done. Whatever life presents, he is available. तस्माद् विज्ञानमेवास्ति न प्रपंचो न संस्थितिः अज्ञानेनावृतं लोके विज्ञानं तेन मुह्यति. The opposite knowledge of the world. What is Atma is infinite, what is world? Finite. Atma is of the nature of bliss and the world is miseries, dukkham. Atma is unchanging, world is changing. This contrary knowledge of the world is and our giving value to that knowledge is making all the problem, creating the problem for us. So Gyan and Vigyan. What is Gyan? Gyan is knowledge of the world, including scriptures. Everything that you have studied, it is Vigyan, because it is only at thought level, it is only at the mind level. And what is Vigyan? Out of this whole world, you come to the correct Gyan, which is the scriptures, the Upanishads, and then it gets established in the self. Getting established in the self is Vigyan. And in this way, a person who is forgotten the essential nature, who has forgotten his true nature, that he is infinite, that he is blissful, that he is all-knowing, that he can never go out of existence, that he or she can never die, that he is complete. This forgetfulness of his essential nature leads to interaction with the world, giving validity to the world, and the only result of giving validity to the world is dukkham. Only result. No, I get money, I become happy. When it's stolen, then what happens? Immediately dukkham. No, I am healthy. So yesterday he says, Swami, आपको ये प्रॉब्लम है, आपको वो प्रॉब्लम है, मैं तो फिट हूँ. मैंने कहा कितने साल का है? But he is 48, I think, 48, 50. तो मैंने कहा आजा 60 पे 10 साल बाकी है. अभी फुदक रहा है. 10 साल में देखते हैं क्या होता है. तो हमारा मजाक चल रहा था, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. हाँ. And therefore, for an ignorant person, what he sees, he believes. This is the norm. What I see, I believe. I want to go to कहाँ पे यार ये हरि की पौड़ी, वहीं पे स्नान करना है. और पहली बार मैंने बोल दिया था यहीं पे स्नान कर लो आराम से, क्यों भागदौड़ कर रहे हो. Ganga ji is more pure than Hari ki Paudi, because this is further up. Then when you go to Dev Prayag, yesterday we went, that is even purer. Then you go to Gangotri, it is even purer. I am saying it just to, Ganga is always pure. Whether you take bath in Varanasi or in Gangotri, Ganga ji ka pani वैसा का वैसा ही है. It cannot get contaminated. You can see contamination, but it doesn't get contaminated. So, the ignorant person, what is his rule of engagement with the world? What he sees, he believes. If I see Chardham, then जीवन सफल हो गया. For that reason, many people live in Kashi. They want to go and die in Kashi. See, I'm not saying that it is not right. It is perfect. But what is our rule here? What is the opposite of seeing is believing? Huh? Believing is seeing. What you believe, you see. So if I believe that I am of the nature of truth, then I should see the truth. Not only here, but everywhere. You don't see mind, but you believe that there is a mind. You don't see vision, but you believe there is a vision. You don't see your eardrums, but you believe that you have eardrums. Just because photographs are shown you does not mean that that is the truth, because then that becomes seeing is believing. Did you see your own birth, but you believe that these are your parents? So whole life is on your belief structure. Change your beliefs according to the scriptures and be happy. उसके लिए थोड़ा सा you have to get out of the comfort zone. You have to commit. उसके लिए प्यास आनी चाहिए. You have to be thirsty for the truth. And in this way, people taking this world to be the world to be the truth, continue to live in this illusion and continue to complain, continue to go transmigrate from the human plane to the heavens, then heavens back to the human plane, then again back to the, and thinking that this is the way what life is, but there is something else more. And in this way, just like, remember the example taken, that the crystal was kept on a red cloth, therefore the crystal was appearing red. Similarly, the Atma associated with something, crystal associated with red cloth was appearing red. Atma is the crystal, it is associated with the world, so it is appearing as worldly Atma. Worldly Atma, word for it is Jivatma, or another word is soul. So you disassociate, you remove the cloth, colored cloth, remove the veil, remove the veil of illusion and delusion. How do you do it? By thinking about the crystal in its pure form. What is that? The Atma. Automatically everything will start dropping away. It drops away every night. The whole veil drops away every night when you go to sleep. The whole world goes out of your mind. But you hold on to the ignorance because you enjoy the sleep. Remain awake. Story over. Only once. And this is the only way. There is no other way to, not that particular example, by being the self as the self is the only way to be free from all miseries of the world. Miseries means transmigration. Miseries means change. Miseries means identification with the finite, which leads to this transmigration. उसका एक ही solution है. जैसे from all the worries of the world at this moment, when you take the world to be real, what is the solution? Go to sleep. All problems gone. Or body pain gone, or bills not paid gone, or home loans gone, or what children are doing or not doing gone. Everything gone from your mind. You are in bliss. Is there something greater than that? Yeah. Try. Remain awake in sleep. So, this is Ajnana. Tat jnanam nirmalam sukshmam nirvikalpam yadavyayam ajnanamiti tatsarvam tatsarva vijnanamiti me matam. This Atma is pristine, pure, tat jnanam. This Atma nirmalam, it is without any mala. Sukshmam, it is subtler than the subtlest. Nirvikalpam, it cannot come under the purview of thoughts. It is not a concept. It is not an idea. It is not an emotion. So it cannot be thought of. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. The truth, the Atma that I am is that which cannot be illuminated by the words. Yato vacho, it is beyond the words. Aprapya manasasa, it cannot be comprehended by the mind also. And if you add to that, it cannot be conceptualized by the intellect. Conviction is good while you are thinking, contemplating, but Atma is beyond conceptualization. It is yad avyayam, it is imperishable, it is the beyond the unmanifest, and it is immortal. It is our ajnanamiti tatsarvam vijnanamiti me matam. It is out of delusion. And why is delusion experiencing? Because we have forgotten the self. Ignorance is expressing as delusion and illusion. What is ignorance? What is delusion? Forgetfulness of the self. What is illusion? Taking the world to be real, taking this body to be real. So here it says, it is out of this delusion which is a product of ignorance, that it appears to have so many forms, that one reality is appearing as all the forms. That one mind is appearing as all the mountains, rivers, trees, plants, past, present, future, bodies, senses, different minds in the dream. It's one mind. That mind alone became everyone in the dream. Same thing is happening here also. But when you give attention to the variety, we get caught up in the variety. When we are attentive of the one, Atma, then you keep everything in perspective. You don't get affected by it. Like Ishvara is continuously in tune with his own essential nature, therefore Prakriti behaves. He does not get influenced by Prakriti. Because we don't put our attention on the essential nature, we become slaves, affected, guided by the Prakriti. What is our Prakriti? What is our Prakriti? Mind. So we are slaves of our mind. Then desires come. Ishvara has got no such problem because he is beyond the mind. So now Bhagavan is saying, Vijnanamiti me matam. Ramchandraji, the young fellow, standing in front of Hanumanji, he says, this is what I believe. Till now, whatever we have studied in the last few classes, Ramchandraji, first time he said, it is my belief. Is it not an ego trip? People में सोचने वालों का क्या जाता है? He said, this is what my belief is. And according to me, this awareness itself is called Vigyan. Gyan, knowledge about the world. Vigyan, knowledge about the self, but not at the thought level, at the union level, where you have merged. Who is this one who has merged? Who was thinking he is an individual, now he is no longer an individual. He's lost all idea, concept of being an individual because contemplating on the self. This is what Ramchandraji's problem was. And when he got Yoga Vashishta from sage Vashishta, after being locked in his room for 10 days, I told you about that story. After he goes around Ayodhya looking at, meeting all the Mahatmas, he comes back totally depressed. Stops eating, stops talking, stops bathing, stops sleeping. 10 days he doesn't come out of the room. Then sage Vishwamitra, when he comes and he says, call Ram, so then they find that this fellow is coming out, then they send sage Vashishta, and sage Vashishta then gives him Yoga Vashishta. And by the time there, he did not do any practice, he did not do any sadhana, because you are already ripe. And the words of sage Vashishta removed all the doubts, because Ramchandraji was subjective in his approach. And by the time those 32,000 verses were over, did you listen for 32,000? And Vishwamitra was waiting for so long? ऐसे ही है. By the end of it, Ramchandra was established in his self. Realized Ramchandraji and realized Sita, then they get married. Both were realized. Therefore, complete harmony with each other. No misunderstanding. One ego marries with another ego, only misunderstandings. So, if kids like Madhav, I told him about this. I said, you perfect yourself. Afterwards, jo hona hai, wo hona hai. You know, that way you cannot stop that from happening, however life is going to unfold. But get out of this rigmarole and recognize who you are essentially, like Ramchandraji. And he doesn't say like this. He goes. So truth is so Vigyan, the truthful truth that is irrefutable, immutable, empirical, and arrived by at through logic, rational logic, experimentation, discussion, and rigorous test as to its veracity. Before it was told all these are not required. Now he is saying it is required. Again, contradiction. And this is what it is. You have to contemplate also, you have to put efforts also, and it will be available only when you are effortless. You have to desire the truth also, and it is available only when you are desireless. तो फिर मैं क्या करूँ? करूँ कि नहीं करूँ? You find out. You experiment. You expose yourself to the satsang, to the knowledge, to the self. एतत्ते परमं सांख्यं भावितं ज्ञानमुत्तमं सर्ववेदान्तसारं हि योगस्तत्रैकचित्तता. This is the supreme knowledge postulated and elucidated by the Indians, by the philosophy of Sankhya Shastra, which is an excellent exposition on the essence of Vedanta. Actually, here he is given the twist to Sankhya from the Vedanta standpoint. Sankhya philosophy, if you take it from the yoga's point of view, it is one soul. I told you in the beginning of itself. It is one Atma per body. But in Vedanta, what do we accept? That everyone is already the Atma. Is it possible? One water per wave? One gold per ornament? Is it possible? No, water is infinite. So we don't accept that. So Ramchandraji has taken the Sankhya philosophy and the initial stage of the Vedanta philosophy is Sankhya. We accept that. But we go beyond that. We don't accept only one per body. And this is also the aim of yoga and contemplation and meditation and concentration upon of the mind upon the pure consciousness. So whether you do yoga, yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, or you do concentration of mind. What is concentration of mind? Either you do Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, Para, the japa sadhana, or you do Tratak. You focus on any of the three top chakras and take your mantra and sit. Or you just focus there. That also is concentration. Concentration means exclusively your mind is available to one thought of the divine. That leads to concentration. But to keep thinking that divine is, when I think only then the divine is, that is wrong conclusion. You are the divine. So when I take you through your relaxation of the body or relaxation of the breath, those were only support. Body relaxation, body parts were the support. Once the body was relaxed, what was the instruction? Go back, bring your attention to the observer. With a moving body to shift your attention to the observer, very difficult. When it is calm, quiet, still, then it is easy. Similarly, with the moving breath, initially it may be difficult for some people, or with the moving mind, too many thoughts, it is difficult for the people. Slow down the breath, slow down the mind, and when you find that your attention is steady and not getting disturbed by the body or the breath or the mind, bring your attention to the one who is the observer. Initially you will miss the mark, no problem. But within few practices, regular practice, it starts clicking. You have to become available to it. And in this way, योगात् संजायते ज्ञानम ज्ञानाद् योग प्रजायते योग ज्ञानाभियुक्तस्य नावाप्यं विद्यते क्वचित्. Yoga, meditation, concentration helps in acquiring Gyan. With Gyan, yoga is bolstered. The more knowledge is gained, the more urge to unite with that infinite is inculcated within. More the purified mind, more the satsang, more the japa, the urge, the thirst to be one with that divine, it gets, it sprouts within our bosom. And thus, a person who is blessed with both a combination of Gyan and Yoga, nothing remains impossible for such a person, both in the world as well as in the spiritual realm. Therefore, our if you want to use the umbrella under which we invite Swamiji, is Yoga Vedanta Association. Yoga and Vedanta. So one must put efforts, and yoga means you are putting efforts. Why? To unite. Vedanta, you are already that which you are trying to unite with. अब क्या करें? मजे करो, दोनों चलते रहना चाहिए till you are no longer there. Just wishing that Bhagwan will do it, nothing is going to happen. Just concluding. यदेव योगिनो यान्ति सांख्यं तदभिगम्यते एकं सांख्यं च योगं च यः पश्यति स तत्त्ववित्. Both the philosophies of Sankhya and Yoga, from our point of view, Sankhya and Yoga, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Yoga philosophy are one and the same. Both are talking about the same, the principles are the same. A person who sees the universe, uniformity, that both are part of the same and leading, one is the preparation, the other is the conclusion. Yoga is the preparation and Vedanta is the conclusion. And just because the wave has come out of the water, has it become separated from the wave? No. Similarly, this philosophy of yoga which appears to be separate, actually it is part and parcel of the Vedanta alone, meaning the Sankhya. Sankhya philosophy is part and parcel of the Vedanta. And such person, ekam Sankhyam chayo, the one who sees the uniformity between the Sankhya and the Yoga or Yoga and Vedanta, he is truly seen. He is truly seen. Because there are two philosophies, you keep arguing, you keep fighting, that is not the way. Within yourself, not outside. Anye cha yogino vatsa aishwaryasakta chetasaha majjanti tatra tatraiva sattvatmaikyamiti shrutihi. O son Hanuman, Vatsa means Hanuman. O son Hanuman, those yogis who yearn for wealth, fame, fortune, supremacy, glory, grandeur, power and pelf get tied down to them and get entangled in their web and bogged down in their pursuit. These are not the truths. The basic truth is the conscious, pure and truthful Atma, O Hanuman, my dear. Through Hanuman, Ramchandraji is teaching us. This is what the instruction of the Vedas is. I'll repeat it. Those yogis, you are also yogis. Do you accept yourself to be a yogi? In what manner? She is a struggling yogi. Yes, because you are putting efforts. They may be misdirected, but you are putting efforts. You are continuously trying to maintain which cannot be maintained permanently. What is that? Body, health, money, children, parents, relationships, possessions. You cannot. We went to that Mahatma, some of us. He said, Swamiji, this summer everything I had painted, and this time Gangaji came above the embankment and it flooded his room. Till about that much. When life will go away, we don't know. When something, government changes rule, we don't know. When accidents happens, we don't know. And we are taking everything outside to be permanent and holding on to it. We catch the permanent one and be free. These are what were they? Yearning for wealth, fame, fortune, supremacy, glory, grandeur, power, self, relationships, possessions, all this, and get entangled in their web. and we lose the plot of life. Ramchandra is saying that these are not the truths. Yat tat sarvagatam divyam aishwaryam achalam mahat jnana yoga bhiyuktastu dehante tadavapnuyat. This Atma is omnipresent, it is all pervading, it is all encompassing, it is omniscient, it is divine, it is glorious, it is great, it is stupendous, it is majestic, magnificent and profound. It is steady, it is unwavering, it is unmoving, it is everlasting, it is infinite. All positive adjectives are given here. Such a majestic and grand Atma is attained by simultaneously following the path of Gyan, acquisition of truthful knowledge by the help of wisdom, discrimination and enlightenment, as well as yoga, contemplation, meditation, deep thought and concentration of mind. According to the Sankhya, from the yoga point of view, Ashtanga yoga comes for the mediocre or the lower type of yogi. The highest yogi, these are the qualities. What is it? He does contemplation, he does meditation, he does deep thought, and he has concentration of mind. So when you start studying the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, it is not told do all the different asanas and do pranayam, etc. It is told straight away, Chitta Vritti Nirodhayati Yoga. Dissolve your thoughts and you are doing the yoga. When that student doesn't understand, then he is told, concentrate your mind. He says, I couldn't do that one, I can't do this one also. Then he is told, think about the Lord. Because he could not think of Nirgun Nirakar, so think of the Lord. He says, that also I can't do. Then he is given a support. Chant that Lord, that Ishvara is represented by the syllable Om. Chant Om. Then he starts doing that. Suppose he does that also, but there are so many thoughts coming, there is so many issues, I am not able to sit still. So he is already falling down, he is not understanding the first, the basic understanding of yoga, which was to be in meditation. Then he came into concentration. That also he is not able to. Then in the second chapter, after 1/3 of the chapter is over, then Ashtanga Yoga begins. For the stupid people. Who are these people? Who are identified with the body. They don't have the capacity to. So some of you are working, you forget your breakfast, you forget your lunch, you are so focused on the work. Yoga going on. But where is the yoga? Outside world. In that you are forgetting your body, you are forgetting your nourishment and paying the price. So when we come the क्या कहते हैं यम नियम आसन प्राणायाम प्रत्याहार धारणा ध्यान समाधि, this is for the third level. So first was the straight away chitta vritti, second was Ishwar pranidhan through Om chanting. When that is also not being, if you are finding it difficult, for such a person then the Ashtanga Yoga is given. So that means I am below that. I don't even practice that. Or, no, I am an intellectual. I'll go straight for concentration of mind. You can cultivate it. But there are consequences. Without purification, if you concentrate your mind, without subjective orientation, if you concentrate your mind, there will be consequences. Diseases may come out, mind may lose the plot of life. If there is no guidance and if you don't follow that guidance, then mishaps can happen in life. So by doing so, a seeker successfully reaches the goal of Brahman. Esha Atmaham Avyakto Maya Vi Parameshwarah Kirtita Sarva Vedeshu Sarvatma Sarvato Mukha. I am that attributeless, unmanifest, indefinable, invisible, supreme Atma called Parameshwar, literally meaning the Supreme Lord. I am the entity called the all-pervading, omnipresent and eminent Atma. Here when he says Sarvave Sarvatma Sarvato Mukha, and that is the Atma which is the theme of all the Upanishads or the Vedas. Vedas are not there to establish heavens. Vedas are there to establish the self. I am the face or of the mouth of the whole creation. That means out of me. If you don't have senses and mind, are you able to experience the creation? So out of you only the whole creation has come out, just like in dream. You are the face. So when we see Virat Purusha, when Arjuna saw out of the mouth of the Lord, the creation is coming out. And into the mouth of the Lord, the creation is merging back in. Out of the mouth of the water, all the waves and oceans have come out. Into the mouth of the waters, all the oceans and waves have merged back. In that sense, get that. No, don't look for a mouth like this. Into the mouth of the space, the whole creation is coming out and merging back. How big that mouth is? That big you are. That big you are. And you go only to feed this small mouth. I am the face of and the mouth of the whole creation and the creatures that inhabit it. And when you have this position, this disposition, you cannot hate anyone and anything. You cannot resent anything. You cannot dislike or like anything, because everything is you. Even that fecal matter that comes out in the morning, thank God. You feel good. If it is inside, all the urine is inside, all the fecal matter is inside, you don't feel good. Even that is because that is me. But when that comes out, I am happy. And in this way, Sarva Kama Sarva Rasaha Sarva Gandho Ajaro Maraha Sarvata Pani Padoham Antaryami Sanatanaha. I am that embodiment of all contentment and fulfillment. I am satisfied and have no desires left in me. I don't want anything because I lack nothing. I am complete. I am all that there is. I represent, okay. So in this way, all the smells, all the sounds, all the visions, all the experience of not only this body, but all the bodies, past, present, future, is me alone. Is me alone. Now, where will you go now? What will you do to survive? Nothing. You are complete. And this has to be realized while living. It is possible. I'm just cutting short, only 1 or 2 words left and quickly come to. Apanipado javano gruhito hridi sanstitaha achakshurapi pashyami tatha karna shrunomyaham. This is now again Canto Upanishad. He says, because I am complete, I see without seeing, I hear without hearing, I experience without experiencing, I taste without tasting. Or, in other words, I am the eye of the eye, I am the tongue of the tongue, I am the ear of the ear, I am the mind of the mind. But I am the substratum. Without me, all these faculties cannot function. But what do I think? I am the... सुनाई नहीं दे रहा यार, कुछ डालो, तेल डालो. No, I am that. So suddenly now the Canto Upanishad is brought in. Vedaham sarvame vedam namam janati kaschana prahur mahantam purusham mamekam tattva darshinaha. I know everyone and everything because I am all knowing. There is nothing that, but nobody can understand me. Because everyone is individual. I am all inclusive. So Atma is speaking. Ramchandra ji is speaking because is this a egoistic statement? No, Ramchandra ji is that Parabrahma Paramatma incarnated on earth. He is perfect. Or he has recognized his perfection after Yoga Vashishta. But that was only Leela. One who is perfect can never So you are also perfect, but doing the leela of an individual. मैं बेवकूफ़ हूँ, हम जब स्वामी जी के साथ नहीं, आपकी कृपा है स्वामी जी, आपकी दया है कि हमारे चारधाम अच्छे हो गए. बोलते हैं ना ऐसे, लीला ही तो कर रहे हो, बिल्ली थोड़ा तो करते हो. अभी घर जाके बोलोगे कि यहाँ पे बोल रहे हो भगवान की कृपा से सब कुछ हो रहा है, भजन भी वैसे कर रहे हो, उधर जाके बोलो यस आई डिड इट, सारे चारधाम मैंने किए, कुछ भी मिस नहीं किया, सारे फिर मेरे ही वर्ड्स रिपीट करोगे. नॉर्मली चारधाम सबके सब कंप्लीट नहीं होते. So when you start seeing that your life, this life that is unfolding is itself a leela, it will happen when you come back to being the essential one. Ramchandra ji is the incarnation, just like you are also an incarnation of that truth. Don't consider yourself less. You are also incarnation of that truth. You don't know it. Ramchandra ji didn't know it. So when the Guru told him Yoga Vasishta, it clicked. You come to Chardham, you come to satsangs, you listen to satsangs, or your Guru from inside or outside guides you, come to realize, and don't waste time in realization. फटाफट करके खत्म कर दो, क्योंकि तुम ऑलरेडी वो हो. You are already that. So the delay in realization is only because of your insistence that I am an individual. Understand this. So take a long service leave, 3 months, कहीं पे जाके बैठो, अपना dive in deep, छोड़ना नहीं है, हो जाएगा. So requirement is only one moment. We are giving you 3 months holiday. And this idea that it is so hard, it is lifetimes, people, those are stupid fellows who are doing for lifetimes. Are you stupid? नहीं स्वामी जी. तो फिर करो. Then give yourself in this lifetime an opportunity to come to be with yourself, the true you. Leave everything. No husband, no wife, no children, just go away. कुछ लोग आश्रम में आके फिर आश्रम में इन्वॉल्व हो जाते हैं एक्टिविटीज में, उसमें मत लो. बी इन्वॉल्व ओनली इन द सेल्फ. गिव योर सेल्फ अ प्रेजेंट लाइक दिस एटलीस्ट वंस इन दिस लाइफ टाइम विथ फुल अवेलेबिलिटी. क्यों नहीं होगा? होएगा. निर्गुणाम अल रूपस्य यह तदैश्वर्यमुत्तमं यन्न देवा विजानन्ति मोहिता मायया मम. My excellent, supreme, divine, glorious, majestic form that is subtle without any attributes, pristine, pure, untainted, flawless, faultless, is not even known to the divine celestial gods. Ramchandra ji is saying that what you see me is what you see me. It's an incarnation. But my true divine form, even the gods, because gods are a part of the creation, Prakriti, they cannot come to know my true form. All gods are only in your mind, not in the temples. सारा घुमा के फिर पहले बोलते हैं खर्चा नहीं करते फिर. because they are under the spell of my Shakti, the Maya, and therefore they fail to realize and see the truth as it is. So you pray to the goddess, you reform your mind by continuous positive exposure. You do the yoga. Yoga means continuously aspiring to be that one. योगा अपने आप शुरू हो जाता है और फिर शास्त्र तुम्हारे जीवन में आने शुरू हो जाते हैं, सत्संग आनी शुरू हो जाती है. एंड सत्संग गिव्स यू फर्स्ट वाज प्रिपरेशन, दैट योगा, दैट थर्स्ट, बट सत्संग टेल्स यू दिस डिजायर टू नो द ट्रूथ. यू आर ऑलरेडी द ट्रूथ. And you have to find that balance inside. How much effort to put, to reach the effortless. ये नहीं कि लगे हुए हैं जब करे हुए हैं 29 मालाज एवरी डे 36 मालाज एवरी डे, एंड ही नहीं हो रहा है. भगवान भी परेशान हो जाएंगे वहाँ पे. Who am I? Who am I? Because you read Who am I book, so who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? अबे आंसर के लिए वेट तो कर ले. He is only busy. Who am I? Who am I? He is not waiting for the answer. Answer is there. Waiting to, it's always there. But he is more focused on the question, who am I? Not on the answer of who am I. So this becomes a problem. यन्मे गुह्यतमं देहं सर्वगम तत्वदर्शिना प्रविष्ठा मम सायुज्यम लभन्ते योगिनोमव्ययम्. And this way, this knowledge empowers them to merge themselves in me. Meaning, when Ramchandra ji is saying in me, he is not talking about the physical me. He is talking about the transcendental reality that he is in me, and remove the false identity that they have, and the feeling that they are separate from the Lord, that they are an individual. All these ideas completely get removed from them, and consequently they become one with me. Such yogis become eternal, infinite like me, and because they have dissolved all their independent identities, and they become possessive of the qualities that I have. So जब बोलते हैं ना कि सब कृष्णमय हो गया, या when you go to Vaikuntha you get the form of the Lord. This is what it means. And in this way, येषाम कितने और है, येषाम ही न समापन्ना माया वैविश्वरूपिणी लभंतम परमं शुद्धम निर्वाणम ते मया सह. Such a person who is not shackled by the Maya or engrossed in the world of Maya, and that Maya may express as individual urges or global. I want to do good to the world. Sarve sukhantu, sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya. We are talking about realization, so don't take it in the wrong way. Including Loka samasta sukhino bhavanti. Where is your attention? Loka. Where are all the lokas? Prakriti. Who are you? As long as you remain in Prakriti, transmigration. You want to transcend everything. So, in this way, then when the Atma merges with the primary source, then such devotees, those who are continuously contemplating on me, they start living the path as given by me. And what is the path given by the Lord? Here he is talking about Sankhya Yoga, but what is the path that the Ishvara has given? The Vedas. They start following the path of the Vedas, and in this way come to, and as long as the body is, that is how they are going to continue to live. न तेषां पुनरावृत्ति कल्पकोटिशतैरपि प्रसादान् मम ते वत्स एतद् वेदानुशासनम्. This is the final instruction, O son Hanuman. It happens only by my grace. This is the proclamation of the Vedas, that it happens by the grace of the divine. It is not by your efforts. Efforts we have to put, but to recognize that efforts are also being put by His grace, that is wisdom. Such people, such seekers do not come back to take birth again. Na tesham punaravrittihi. The birth, they become free from the cycle of birth and death. Na putra shishya yogibhyo datavyam hanuman kvachit yaduktam etad vijnanam Sankhya Yoga Samashayam. O Hanuman, the supreme knowledge of the science of Sankhya Yoga that I have divulged to you or have described to you in detail should not at all be given to or preached to or to unworthy, incompetent persons. Incompetent persons, those who are not interested in it. You are all interested, I hope?
Yes.
कोई भी बोल नहीं रहा है?
Yes.
अरे यार, मैं फिर गलत जगह पे बैठा हूँ. Not to be given to incompetent person. Even if they are your son, disciple, or a yogi who do not have the requisite aptitude for it. Only those who are very, very interested, working towards it, living a disciplined life, continuously doing whatever is required. See? और वो दिखता है जैसे जैसे लाइफ इज अनफोल्डिंग, टीचर्स कैन सी इट कि इन विच डायरेक्शन द लाइफ इज मूविंग. सो ओनली टू सच पीपल, बिकॉज समटाइम्स ये क्षणिक वैराग्य होता है ना, व्हेन यू कम टू तीर्थ क्षेत्रास और यू गो टू श्मशान घाट, cremation, it is called kshanik vairagya or shmashan vairagya. Suddenly a new found inspiration, the thing, Swamiji, it is so nice, oh, this is so true. And the moment you get into the plane back to Melbourne, everything as it was. Now I am comfortable. Tu main shuru. No. But expose yourself again and again. And in this way, he says that this was the final instruction. And who do not. So, the whole Sankhya Yoga given by Ramchandra ji to Hanumanji is about realizing the self, that is rediscovering the self that is already there. And by realization of the self, because he is speaking the words of Yoga Vasishtha only. So what is the final summum bonum of realization? Dukkha nivritti, nirankusha tripti. Dukkha nivritti, all miseries of all types, including heaven, hell, etc., past, future, etc., everything becomes nullified. Nirankusha tripti, an uncaused contentment. Nirankusha, ankush is that goad which is used to move the elephant. Nirankusha, no trigger is required in order to, no reference is required in order to be content. You are content because that is my nature. बोलो सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. उमा क्या है वो, Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. So with this we conclude the Sankhya Yoga and we'll continue the Adbhut Ramayan as we go ahead. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. This is our gang, Chardham gang. Chalo, sit quietly for a moment and then